So thank you all for being here. My name is Kim Danke, and I am the new member Fast Track instructor, and I'm happy to be here with you today. I see Leanna from Utah. She's new from Utah on Zoom, and Eric and Nikki from Dallas, new as of today. That's awesome. Thank you for jumping right in. Alyssa from Acworth. Yay, I'm from Acworth, or Kennesaw. Excited to learn about this. Yes, and Emily Roberts, first timer, Emily Roberts. That's awesome. Now, if you're in the Zoom room, if you don't mind, when you chat, set your chat to all panelists and attendees, because then everybody can see your question. Other people may have the question. I do see that some of you are watching on Facebook, and I will try to keep up with that as well. But usually what I do, hey Linda, usually what I do is I just kind of keep talking, and then when I have a good stopping point, I stop and check for questions, because when I get into a little groove, I just need to keep going. I'm sure y'all know how that is. Please forgive my hairdo. I just got out of the shower. We have been getting the new Kennesaw Shibby Shop ready, and Patricia and Sasha and I worked late on Friday night. We worked from about 5:15 to 9:15, about 4 hours. And then we were all there working on Saturday, and we were there for about 9 hours. So we've had, and my body is hurting. So I went and took a shower before the class tonight so that I could go to bed after this rather than have to get a shower after this. So please forgive my hairdo. But I figure we're all real people here, and y'all probably don't care what my hair looks like. So I just decided to forget about it and move on. Hey, Vanessa Reyes, hey there. And Michelle from Carrollton, a refresh, awesome. Well, I'm glad y'all are here, and we're gonna go ahead and we are getting started. I am recording this. This will be in our new member Fast Track group. First of all, if you don't know that there's a new member Fast Track group and you want to be in that group, it's just simply called Shibboleth New Member Fast Track. You can just search for that on Facebook, and I'll let you in that group. The way that this works is we have a program overview of the lifestyle. We have that tonight. Tomorrow night we will do a simple food combining webinar. Those are the 2 live webinars for the week. The rest of the week is a morning post that will come out Monday through Saturday, and it's a video of me showing you how to use the features of the website, and it is also a little assignment, because I find that if I can get you guys digging into this program and making your own personal lists of your likes of categories of food, then you're going to do much, much better than the people that don't ever dig in. So if you're willing to watch the little video, they're not long, and do the little assignment that isn't hard, then you're going to have much better success than other people. So I hope to goodness that you are willing to put forth a little bit of effort into your learning this lifestyle, because it is so, so important. So we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. I am super excited about Shibboleth. I think it's the best thing since Jesus. I really do. I absolutely love Jesus, but I absolutely love Shibboleth, and I know that he gave it to me as a gift, because I have 50 pounds gone forever, and I have this wonderful ministry platform. All I want to do is teach you how to do this too, because if I can get you feeling as good as I feel, then we just imagine how much we can do in this world by feeling amazing and awesome. And if you've seen any of my posts recently, you know that the 13 hours that I worked like Friday night and all day Saturday was with a 79-year-old, 79, who has been on Shibboleth for a few years. She lost 50 pounds. She's amazing, and she was the Energizer Bunny, Miss Patricia Hurt, and it is absolutely amazing. So anybody can do this at any age. I just turned 52 Sundays ago, and I have not felt better ever in my entire adult life. So let's do this. Let's do it. It's so, so exciting. Hey, Kim Tilford, how are you? All right, well, welcome to Shibboleth. My name is Kim Danke. I found Shibboleth last year after I got on the scales one morning, and I weighed 185.5. That was half a pound from my highest weight ever, not pregnant. So I decided I better do something about this. Otherwise, I'm just going to let life roll away with me. And so a friend of mine had posted on Facebook about something that she was doing. Well, I didn't really pay much attention to it, but when I needed it, I went back to her page, scrolled through her posts, and I said, what is this that she's doing called Shibboleth? So I called her. She told me about it. She informed me that she had just lost 86 pounds in 6 months. And I said, well, tell me about this. She did. It made sense to me. I signed up. I watched all of Travis's original daily doses. And I did that while I was gone on 2 trips over spring break last year. I came back. I got started. In the first week, I lost 9 pounds. In the first month, I lost 18.5 pounds, which was 10% of my body weight. By the way, that's how I got this shirt. See this shirt? Ladies get the pink version, guys get a white one. Once you have lost 10% of your body weight and you have journaled for 30 days consecutively and you've passed the phase 1 foundation test, Shibboleth will send you this shirt. So, and then all I wanted to do was drop 35.5 pounds. I did that in 3 months. Then I went into our maintenance program and easily dropped another 15 pounds. I didn't even know I was shooting for 50 pounds to lose, but the Lord gave me 50 pounds and gave me lots of energy, gave me a ministry platform. And when I saw this, see, I have a master's degree in education and I used to be a school teacher and a principal. And when I saw that really all this is a nutrition education, I just said, I've got to help them get the word out. So I'm very happy to be sharing this with you today. If you will, there's some texting you can do right here. You don't have to worry about doing it right now. It's going to be in a post this week. If you didn't already capture that while I was talking, it's going to be in a post this week. But if you text those words separately to that number, you'll be notified of when I go live, when Jason or Travis goes live, and any other specials and things like that. So it's going to be important. Now, what I'm going to do tonight is I am going to boil this down to how do I do this program? Because you do have to have a why, because the why is what keeps you going, okay? But you have to know how to do it too. So I'm just going to talk about the how tonight. And there's going to be 14 little fast track videos that you can watch this week. And video number 13 is about developing your why. And so you'll get to all of that this week. But right now, we're just going to talk about how to do it. I think that one reason I was so successful and I lost that weight, and I've been maintaining that weight since about last September, which is great. It's great. And I don't ever feel like I'm going to go back the other way, is that I'm a rule follower. So I was just so excited to know what I should be doing. So basically, I just follow the rules and they work. So there are 2 modes in Shibboleth, just 2. You're either in a weight loss mode or you're in maintenance mode. Weight loss mode just means that you haven't reached your goal weight yet and you haven't gotten that victory badge. There's a lot of fun in Shibboleth. We get to earn these fun little badges. Once you get to that spot, you can transfer your profile over to maintenance if you want to. There's only 3 differences between weight loss and maintenance. One of those is how many holidays you can use in a month. We're going to go over that. Number 2 is how you can eat fruit. We'll go over that. And number 3 is your mindset, because by the time you get to maintenance, this needs to be truly a lifestyle. Because just like with anything else, if you quit doing the things that you're doing to create success in your life, that success can go backwards, can go the other way. So you have to be an applier. We'll teach you what to do tonight. You just need to apply it. Now, some of the most important things that you can realize is this. If you jump into this without any reservations, don't make any excuses, I really believe you can lose 7 pounds in 7 days from the very first day that you start. So if you get started tomorrow, by the next Monday, I think you can have 7 pounds gone if you're really doing the program. That's exciting news to have that jump start, okay? So we have 2 modes in Shibboleth. And this is really simple. There are only 2 types of days. 2 types of days. You either have a perfect day or a holiday. Now in the Bible in Revelation, it says that I wish that you were hot or cold, but you were lukewarm. Therefore I spewed you out of my mouth. So we're just going to have two types of days. It's those okay, lukewarm days that have gotten us where we have to make a turn and go the other way. It's not the birthday. It's not the vacation. It's not the anniversary that got us where we are. It is those okay days of not focusing. So all those other days I mentioned, just celebrate them, use them for your holidays. But those regular days, they need to be right and tight and be perfect, okay? And it really does create a lovely, balanced life that you're going to enjoy so much. So there's only two types of days, a perfect day or a holiday. So when you are in weight loss, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. Now, hey, you're getting started right now, and it is March 1st. It's March 1st. What I highly suggest that you do is pull out a calendar, look at it, and plan out when you think you might want your 6 holidays. The reason I say might is that if you're in a groove and you're just getting started, you may not even want those holidays. And they do kind of slow down your progress, but it's okay to have them. But if you don't make a plan for them, if you're going out of town or if you have a special day, you might end up in a spot where you don't have any holidays left, okay? So at least look at your calendar and plan that out. Now, here's one of the differences between weight loss and maintenance. In maintenance, you get up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. Some months I use all 12, some months I don't, but I can use up to 12 holidays in maintenance, okay? Think about that. That's almost half the month. That's 144 holidays in a calendar year. There's not that many holidays on the calendar, so like, you know, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all that. So, but we get to utilize that if we choose to in maintenance. But when you're in weight loss, you have to remember you are trying to achieve a goal. When you're trying to achieve a goal, you just got to make it right and tight, and you get up to 6 holidays in maintenance. It's not a problem though. The food that we're eating on Shibboleth is the food that you've always been eating. You might just need to switch over a brand that you're buying. You might need to switch over how you're putting foods together, and then just the other simple things. So it's really not a hard lifestyle to do at all. Okay, so there are 5 components to a perfect day. We call this following the Shibboleth Shield. Shibboleth Shield. If you are in the new member fast track group, or maybe you're in the second chance group, I have a video in there of Travis talking to us last week about where the name Shibboleth came from. I think that's very important for you to watch. So please go into that group and watch it. I keep those 2 groups cleaned out of just the posts that are pertinent to this week-long journey of you learning the program, so that it shouldn't be hard to find at all. But please watch why the name of Shibboleth for this ministry. But I say Shibboleth Shield just because it rolls off my tongue easier. Okay, there are 5 components to the Shibboleth Shield. We're going to get our water in every day. We're going to journal every day. We're going to combine our foods in a way that control insulin. We are going to control our portions, and we are going to eat in an optimized timing. So those are the 5 things that make up a perfect day. Numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, water, journal, combinations, and portions, those must be hit in a day for you to claim a perfect day. Number 5, timing. It's very, very, very important. It's there for optimization, but if you don't hit it just right, it won't kick you out of having a perfect day. Okay? It takes 2 perfect days to get into what we call EFB. Those are going to be your 3 favorite letters from now on. EFB, efficient fat burning. Before Shibboleth, I didn't even know I could get my body in a state where I could efficiently burn fat, and now I do. I have complete control over that. before Shibboleth, losing weight was a mystery. And I bet you find it to be a mystery right now if you're just getting started. But after you learn this, it will no longer be a mystery. You apply this and it works. But efficient fat burning is an excellent place to be. So it takes 2 perfect days to get into efficient fat burning. How many? How many perfect days? 2. Day 1 in your timing chart, when you have hit at least those 4 components of the 5 of the Shibboleth Shield, you can mark in your journal that you had a perfect day. What's going to happen is what you put in your journal is going to translate over into your timing chart. Your timing chart gives you little icons, and those icons give you a visual of how you are doing. It's awesome. So on day 1, your day 1 of perfect first day, you're going to get a green check. Your second perfect day, another green check. See, it takes 2 days to get insulin and glycogen back out of your body. So we've got to have 2 perfect days to get into EFB. Now, on your third perfect day, you are going to get a flame right there. I was trying to point at that flame, but this thing is reversed and I was doing something weird. Anyway, on your third perfect day, you are going to get a flame. It's going to be your third perfect day, but it's going to be your first day in EFB, efficient fat burning. Efficient fat burning. And those flames are really fun to see in your timing chart, and they will keep you going because it's a visual of you are doing great. You are doing great. If you're doing great, but for some reason you don't see the scale going down, but you know you've got flames, you just hang on. Your body will drop that weight. You can't live by just the scale alone. You've got to live by these visuals too, because the body doesn't always give us what we want to see on the scale while it's working, all right? But those results do come. Now, after you have a holiday, you're going to have 2 perfect days again to get back into EFB. Planned or unplanned, a holiday is going to come. So it's important to know that we just get to live this balanced lifestyle of enjoy your holiday, but then get right back to your perfect days to get back into EFB. Now, what I always tell everybody is once you get into EFB, your job is to string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. And then, like I said, planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. 2 days to get back into efficient fat burning, and then string as many together as you can again. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go over each component of the Shibboleth Shield. Component number 1 of the Shibboleth Shield is to drink at least half a gallon of water. Half a gallon. That would be 64 ounces of water. It's just 4 regular sized water bottles, okay? Like the 16-ounce water bottles. Drink 4 of those and you're good. But your goal is a gallon, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you are working on getting that gallon in, you are not going to be hungry because your body is going to be hydrated and it's going to be satisfied. A dehydrated body does not give up fat or waste efficiently. So we have to hydrate our body to get rid of fat and waste, both of which we need to go out of our body. Okay, component number 2 of a perfect day is to journal your food. Your journaling is very, very important. It's going to help you on so many days when you need to look back and see why something didn't go as you had hoped. Or maybe you want some help from one of our awesome mentors. Then they would need to be able to look at your journal. Journaling your food is going to help you learn the program. It's going to help you eat mindfully rather than mindlessly. It's going to help you eat consciously rather than unconsciously. It's going to help you make excellent decisions and learn the program. So you must journal to claim a perfect day. You can journal on your website or in the app. Component number 3 is to eat properly combined meals. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. The fat bus is not just a funny term. It's an actual thing. The fat bus is what we call insulin, and we're going to go over that on a whole page in just a second, and we're going to go into it when we start talking about the categories of foods and why you don't want to put certain things together and then what you do put together. But eating properly combined meals keeps away the fat bus. Component number 4 of a perfect day is to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. So obviously when you're at home, you have more control over what size plate you pick. Just pick a smaller plate. It's really kind of a visual too. If your plate's full but it's small, you still feel like you ate some. So it's a visual that helps. But let's say you're out at a restaurant, or maybe you just pick a big plate from your cabinet. You use the 2-hand rule. You take your 2 hands, you put them together as close as possible, You place them down over your food. And if you can't see your food sticking out around your hands, then you are properly portioned, okay? You're properly portioned. And if you have more than you need, just cut it off and put it in a container and eat it later. Because you can have seconds either 4 to 6 hours later or the next day. You just can't have seconds right away. Component number 5 of a perfect day is timing. Timing is so important. Now, the reason that this one is not required that you meet it in order to have a perfect day is because we are all living such different lives. So many people work 12-hour shifts, or maybe they work first shift, second shift, third shift, or maybe they're up at the crack of dawn, but they get off in the afternoon. You never know. So everybody's lives are different. And so what we're going to give you here is the optimization that you should do, but you have to figure out the way to do this that works in your waking hours, in your eating window, your waking hours. So if you are a breakfast eater and you like to eat breakfast, we suggest that you eat breakfast within an hour or 2 of waking. If you don't eat breakfast, totally fine. You're just going straight to lunch and basically you're skipping breakfast. Okay. But let's just say you are a breakfast eater. Eat within an hour or 2 of waking, and then you're going to have lunch 4 to 6 hours later. You're going to have dinner 4 to 6 hours later. 3 meals. That's enough. That's plenty. We're eating too many meals. If you have heard that you should be eating 5, 6, 7, 8 small meals a day, it is a myth. It is a myth. We do not need to eat that many meals or keep our body always full. Think about this. When you have a car, I do not know very many people that fuel their tank in their car at a quarter of a tank empty. Okay, or 3/4 full. I don't know anybody. That goes to the gas station at 3/4 of a tank and fills up. I really don't know of anybody that fills their tank up at half a tank. And I really don't know many people that fill their tank up at a quarter of a tank. And many of you are probably laughing right now because most of you, and me included, that thing has got to be dinging. I'm about to run out of gas before I go get gas. So think about that in relation to our bodies. We do not need to be giving our bodies fuel constantly. We need to give our body a break from digesting. So if you've heard that, you need to have 4 to 6 small meals a day, it's a myth. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Thank you, Vanessa. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit. 3 beautiful times to sit down, enjoy a proper meal, and commune with the Lord and tell Him, thank you. Thank you for this food. Thank you for this lifestyle. Thank you for everything, Lord. I'm doing this to honor you. Shibboleth for His glory. Hashtag Shibboleth for His glory. Okay, so you're going to eat like that. And remember what I said, if you want seconds, if you're loving your lunch, you can have seconds 4 to 6 hours later. Let's say you're loving your dinner. You can have seconds. Tomorrow, you could even have it for breakfast if you want it. It doesn't matter if breakfast food's at breakfast. You can eat breakfast food at lunch, dinner, whenever. So, but you just don't want to eat seconds right away because we are trying to get our body to go away from having to feel that full feel. So we're trying to get away from that. Now, really for optimization purposes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is best. But in moments of mental weakness, and we say mental weakness because we really could exercise our self-discipline muscle, and we really could make it from breakfast to lunch, and we really could make it from lunch to dinner, and we really could make it from dinner to bedtime, because your water is going to help you. Your water is going to help so, so much. But if for some reason you are having a moment, whatever you do, do not give up a perfect day, because we have other options. We have freebies. Freebies you could do absolutely anytime. Those are all category 2 vegetables, which we're going to go over in a second, and more tomorrow night. And also, there's this little chicken bouillon at the Shibby Shop that is really, really good for a freebie. Egg whites are a freebie. Dill pickles are a freebie. Sugar-free Jell-O are freebies. So these are things that aren't going to really have any impact on your blood sugar, and they have minimal calories. So when you go into the food library, you will be able to look at freebies and just find your favorite list if you are going to possibly need them. And then if you needed an extra in a day, you can have an extra. An extra is something that would have to be approved. Again, you look in the food library for that. And then you could have one. Usually it's like 50 to 90 calories, depending on what it is. And you could have one of those in a day if you need it. And then you could have a snack if you needed it. A snack is no more than 200 calories, and it would also have to be approved. And there's tons of snacks listed in the food library as well. But let's go back to, real quick, let me talk about component number 4, portion control. There is 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. So in order to lose a pound of fat, we need to be in a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories. So this is why we definitely need to portion control. Now, the great thing about Shibboleth is we do not exclude any macronutrients, okay? We have all the macronutrients on the program. We just teach you how to use them, okay? So we have all the macronutrients. But one of the reasons that we lose much more weight than other people is a lot of people are just portion controlling, and they're not adding that step of combining foods in a way that control insulin, that control your blood sugar. That is the part right there that is helping to supercharge our portion control. Okay, so we're portion controlling because it's important, and we need to get into a calorie deficit of 3,500, but we're also maintaining our blood sugar levels, so therefore we are supercharging our weight loss. We are getting into EFB, where we are efficiently burning stored fat or stored energy, which is really just fat. We're getting there where we're burning that instead of easily accessible energy. And we're going to go over a little bit more of that in a second. But so let's come back to this. Well, let's say that you ate so many freebies that it was like 30 calories, because freebies really don't add up to much. But let's just say you had so many because you can't quit grazing. Oh, by the way, we don't need to be grazing because we are not cows. We are not cows. We do not need to be grazing. We need to be eating purposefully for the optimization of the way that our body can work. But let's just say we had 30 calories in freebies. Let's say we did an extra, which is about 70 calories, most of the ones I've seen. That's 100 calories. Let's say we do a snack. Let's say we eat a 200 calorie snack. You add all that up, that is 300 calories. Well, if we're trying to get into a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories, how many days is that slowing us down? We got 3,500 divided by 300. So that's slowing us down in losing a pound of fat by 11 days. So, I mean, I would be willing to give up some of that to have that fat come off sooner. And a lot of people will give that up and just hunker down and do what they've got to do to get any weight off that they might want to get off. And then once you get into maintenance, if you could add back one of those, you might choose to add one of those back. But in my weight loss journey, I just did the 3 meals and that was it. I didn't do any of that. But now that I'm in maintenance, I actually do have an extra and sometimes a snack. An extra is my diet lemonade at Chick-fil-A, or it's a moringa hot chocolate, something like that that I enjoy. I don't always do a snack. But that is for optimization purposes. And I would love to teach you absolutely everything in one night, but you can't learn everything in one night. That's why I've got a whole week of this education. So, but let me know if you have any questions about that. Hello, I see some people watching on Facebook. That's awesome. I don't know if y'all are all still on here, but I'm going to say hello if you are. I see Tracy and Terry and Linda and Kay and Anilla and Amanda and Jan and Beth and Billy and Jessica and Jane and Cindy and Brandy and Polly and Bob and Belinda, Tracy and Aaron and Karen and Jill and Sherry and Paula and Donna and Gina and Lavelle and Sandra and Emer. Happy birthday, Renee and Kay. Well, awesome. Thank y'all for joining me on Facebook. That is fantabulous. Now we are going to go over, we're going to revisit what it takes to meet all those components in, or what it takes to meet component number 3. Component number 3 is eating in a way that you control insulin. So in order to do that, you have to learn that there are 7 categories of food. So basically this is a whole foods program. But what you're going to find is that we have also added in all sorts of other foods just to make the program sustainable and practical so that everybody can do it and you can do it for a lifetime, okay? But for the beginning part, we definitely want you to utilize and learn these different whole foods concept, okay? So there are 7 categories of food. Category 1 is a lean protein. Category 2 is a fibrous carb. Category 3 is an energy carb. Category 4 is a protein plus fat. Category 5 is an antioxidant carb or fruit. Category 6 is superfood, and category 7 is shellfish. Now, what I'm going to do is go back through and kind of give you just quick examples of what those are. A lean protein, egg whites, turkey breast, chicken breast, 96% lean ground meat. Category 2, fibrous carbs. You've got your green beans, asparagus, cauliflower, broccoli, all kinds of good stuff in there. We also have over 60 approved bread or bread type items that qualify to be in this fibrous carb category. The reason they qualify is because they break down in your body more like a green bean based on the fact that they have enough fiber and protein. So when you heard me say earlier, you might just need to switch over a product. It may be the fact that you're just buying the wrong bread or you're buying the wrong tortilla. Well, all you've got to do is look up in our food library your options, make sure it's a category 2 bread, because there's really no sense to ever use a category 3 bread in my mind. Make sure it's category 2 bread, and then you just switch over your bread to that. My favorite currently is the Sara Lee 45 calorie Delightful. It qualifies as a category 2 fibrous carb. Energy carb, that's where you're going to find all of your potatoes, lima beans, all of your peas, most light colored beans, things like that. Category 4, protein plus fat, that's your whole eggs, your steak, Hormel turkey spam if you want that. Antioxidant carbs is all of your fruit. Now, your fruit's very good for you, and we don't want you to not eat fruit. But when you are in the weight loss mode, you have to treat fruit a certain way. And we're going to go over that in a second. But once you hit maintenance, you may eat fruit as a serving of fruit as a snack by itself. But while you're in weight loss, you don't want to eat fruit by itself. You have to pair it right. Okay, we're going to go over that. Category 6, this is where your superfood is. How something qualifies to be a superfood is that it has all the macronutrients in it. It's going to have water in it, it's going to have protein, it's going to have carbs, and it's going to have fat in it. So it has to have all those in it to qualify as a superfood. So that's where your avocado is, all your nuts, your seeds, your peanut butter, your nut butters, seed butters, those kind of things are right there. Garbanzo beans, which are a light colored bean, when most of your light colored beans are an energy carb, your garbanzo bean is a superfood. So you're going to have to learn which foods go in which categories. But that's when I tell people, all you got to do is write down the foods that you like, because not everybody likes the same stuff. Write down all the foods you like. Then take the time to look them up in the food library, and you'll see, oh, I like lima beans. Energy carb. Well, in a minute, I'm going to tell you how to eat those lima beans. Category 7, shellfish, that's where shrimp, oysters, scallops, that kind of thing are. All your fish is up here in your lean protein. But let me tell you something. Number 1 and number 7 are the exact same thing. They are both a lean protein. We've pulled off category 7 because for biblical reasons, some people don't want to eat shellfish, and for medical reasons, allergies, things like that, people don't want to eat shellfish. So if you don't want to eat shellfish, you just don't even have to worry about any of the the combinations that have a 7 in it. You can just ignore those. So that's why that got pulled off. But just know category 7 and 1 are exactly the same thing. We had a few other people hop on here on Facebook. Hey, Nancy and Marjorie and Lynn and Angie and Maritza and Leanne. Hey there tonight. And I know there's a whole bunch of people on Zoom I haven't said hello to. I'll look in a second. All right, so what I want you to know is out of these 7 categories of food, 5 of them you can eat by themselves if you want to. You could eat a lean protein by itself, a fibrous carb by itself, a protein plus fat by itself, a superfood by itself, or shellfish all by itself. Now, the reason I think that is important is because not everything has to be combined. You may wake up in the morning and you just have not been to the grocery store, and the only thing in your refrigerator is some eggs. You could make yourself some scrambled eggs, and that would be fine. Then you go to the grocery store and do what you need to do. I go to a lot of events where the food is prepared for me. I go to a lot of luncheons, and I will go and I will look and see what they're serving. And if they don't have anything I want, but they've got a piece of meat, I can just eat that. I can eat that protein plus fat, okay? But optimally, you would eat that protein plus fat with a 2, but you can eat it by itself if you need to. Now, I'm gonna talk about the things that you need to eat together and the things you don't wanna eat together. Let's talk about this category 3. Let's just say you're going, I really want some lima beans. I like lima beans, so I use lima beans as an example. So let's say that you're going, I want some lima beans. Well, you're going to portion control them, okay? So you're going to do about 1/4 cup. That is about the amount that you need when you're in weight loss mode. When you get into maintenance mode, you can do probably 1/2 cup. But in maintenance, in weight loss, 1/4 cup. That's going to fill up this area, about right here, okay? Because remember, we're going to use our hand to determine how much food we're getting. It's going to fill up right there. But if you want those lima beans, they must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb, okay? So what that might look like is chicken breast and broccoli with your lima beans. So you would have your chicken breast maybe under this hand, your lima beans right here, and your broccoli under here. Cover it up, and you're good. You're good to go. Now, here's why this is why you would eat this way. See this energy carb, those lima beans I'm talking about? Those lima beans are going to bring an insulin release. It's going to happen because they do. And what you're doing is you are putting this lean protein and this fibrous carb with it. So the protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the fibrous carb are neutralizing the insulin release from the energy carb, and it is controlling and helping to regulate your blood sugar. This is important. Also, you didn't overeat the lima beans. You had about 1/4 cup. You didn't eat this giant amount. And then, like I said, the protein in the chicken and the fiber in those broccoli are going to help neutralize the insulin release from the lima beans. But if you choose to eat the lima beans just on their own, they don't have any protein or fiber to help them out. So if you're going to eat a 3, it must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Not one or the other. It's got to be eaten with both. So if you're going to eat a 3, you need to eat it with a 1 and a 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 would make a perfectly combined meal. And that perfectly combined meal keeps away the fat bus, which is what we want to do. Now, let's talk about this antioxidant carb, fruit. So first of all, in these categories, we can go over this later, but in these categories, there are hierarchy of foods too, okay? There's some that are better than others and all that. But just to get you started in the beginning, you don't really need to worry about that. But see, this is what's great about Shibboleth. I'm teaching you beginning Shibboleth tonight. But Jason and Travis, they can teach you more advanced Shibboleth as you move along in this journey, okay? So this fruit's good for you. Antioxidants come into your body and they help negate free radicals, and free radicals are damaging to our cells. So fruit's important. So let's just say you want to have some fruit. Well, your best fruit to have would be berries, and then your next one would be apple. And then you could look at maybe an orange and a grapefruit. But berries really are best, and then apple. Okay, so let's say you want to eat that. In weight loss, you could probably do a half a cup of berries. You might go up to a cup in maintenance, but a half a cup of berries. But if you want to eat those berries, they must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So it's exactly as the 3. You're going to eat that category 3, it must be eaten with a category 1 and a 2. If you're going to eat a category 5, it must be eaten with a category 1 and a 2. Okay, so what that might look like is, let's say that you get up and you eat the berries and you have an egg white spinach omelet. So your egg whites are your protein, your spinach is your fibrous carb, and you had it with your antioxidant carb. That's a perfectly combined meal that will keep away the fat bus, and you've gotten fruit in, okay? Now, there is a rule. It's a condiment rule. We'll go over this condiment rule more tomorrow night in our simple food combining, but you can use up to 50 calories of fruit and other things that we're going to go over tomorrow. You can use up to 50 calories of fruit as a condiment. So if you just wanted maybe a few berries on something, or maybe a few berries in your Oikos 000 yogurt or your Kroger Carb Master yogurt, you can do that as long as it's no more than 50 calories of it, okay? So you can even get a little bit of fruit in that way as well. Now let's look at this. We're going to talk about I'm going to say something else. See this protein plus fat? Has anybody ever eaten surf and turf? You've eaten a steak and lobster? You can still do that. You can have your steak and your lobster, because you can eat a protein plus fat with a protein, but you're going to want to order, like let's say you have that at a restaurant, you're going to want to order green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, their vegetable medley, or something like that with it, okay? And then let's say you're at a restaurant, maybe you want some steak, maybe you want some chicken together. You can do that, but you're going to order just those same things I said again. Maybe their broccoli, their green beans, their cauliflower, their vegetable medley. Order that with that, okay? Now, see this protein plus fat? What you don't want to eat with the protein plus fat is your category 3 energy carb, your category 5 antioxidant carb, or your category 6 superfoods. Now here's why. I'm going to use the classic plate. The classic plate. The classic plate at a steakhouse. Steak and baked potato. So you order that steak and you order that baked potato. Now, there's nothing wrong with that steak. Steak is good for you. Steak is a great protein, and the fat in it is not a harmful fat. It's a natural fat. That's good for our brain. It's good for us. So there's nothing wrong with eating the steak. It's the fact that that steak got paired with a potato is where the problem comes in. So let me explain to what that plate does. So you got your potato. You've eaten your potato. First of all, the potato is the size of your hand. It's huge. It's not a small, reasonably sized potato. It's a big, giant potato. So you eat that big, giant potato, and so therefore there's a big, giant insulin release. Well, insulin, we call insulin the fat bus. And remember, we want to combine foods in a way that control the fat bus. We want to keep the fat bus away. So if you have this insulin release, your insulin comes out, and we're going to go over this more in detail, but I'm going to tell you right now what it does. Insulin is a hormone. It is a growth hormone. The particular type of growth hormone that it is a fat storage hormone. So its job is to go around in your body and pick up fat. Well, you ate a protein plus fat. That's no big deal. But there are some fat lipids roaming around in your body. That would still be no big deal if you'd ordered it with a vegetable, like a fibrous carb protein. I mean, not fibrous carb, not a protein. Fibrous carb, which is like a broccoli, that kind of thing. But instead, it usually gets ordered with that potato. You know, people that sell foods, they do things that make you want to come back to them, that taste good together, and they want you to come back and do this over and over again. But we got to break that habit. We got to go right here and order that instead. So you have this large insulin release from the potato. The insulin comes out, and its job is to find those fat lipids that are roaming around in your body and store them. So your body is storing those fat lipids. We don't want to store fat, do we? We're trying to burn excess fat. So instead of ordering that steak at the steakhouse with your energy carb, please order it with a fibrous carb instead of the energy carb. There won't be any insulin release for that fat to get stored. And then what's going to happen is just your need for energy to live is going to burn up that fat. Isn't that amazing? That right there is one of the secrets of Shibboleth, is making sure that you pair foods in a way that control insulin. Because when you have an insulin release, its job is to go find that fat. But if you haven't eaten it with any fat, like right here, if you do the right thing, let's say that you want some potato. You eat a potato, but you choose to have it with the lean protein and the fibrous carb, there's no fat in those. So there's nothing for the little insulin release to go and store. But if you eat it with that, there is fat for it to go store. So we don't want to do that. Same thing with this 5. You know, a good old Southern breakfast has eggs and biscuits and bacon and sausage and fruit, okay, or grits. Well, all of that's bringing the fat bus, and then it's going to store the fat in the eggs, the fat in the bacon, the fat in the sausage, all right? But if we just chose to have eggs with maybe a fibrous carb, maybe you do a whole egg spinach omelet, or maybe you do a Western omelet, you know, something like that. But if you put it with the fruit, that fruit is going to bring the insulin release. But if you ate it with whole eggs, it's going to store the fat from the whole eggs. So that's why you want to make sure that if you eat fruit, I would do egg whites and something from this fibrous carb category. You could even do the Sara Lee Delightful 45-calorie bread. Or maybe you make yourself a little omelet, not an omelet, but a wrap. Do the La Tortilla Factory tortilla, put some egg whites in there with some bell peppers and other things, and then you can have a little bit of fruit. That is a 5 plus a 1 and a 2. But you don't want to eat it with whole eggs, okay? So you're not going to eat an energy carb or an antioxidant carb with your protein plus fat. You also don't want to eat it with your superfoods. Here's why. The superfood, if you'll remember, has all of the macronutrients in it. So that means it's got some fat in it, it's got carbs in it, and it's got protein in it. But because it's got, and it depends on the superfood, they all vary greatly in their amounts of those things. But so because you don't know what you're pairing it with, or what the combination of that is in that superfood, just don't pair it with a protein plus fat. I hope that all makes sense. Do y'all have any questions? Hey, Cindy. Hey, Matt. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Nancy. Okay. Y'all let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to check who's watching here on Zoom real quick because I didn't do that earlier. Hey, Angela and Dale and Emily and Eric and Nikki and Evelyn and Janice and Jeanette and Kim, Michelle, Mandy, Mark. Hey, Maria, Nikki. There's 2 Nikkis, it looks like. Somebody that's a Samsung, Teresa and Vanessa. Hey there for watching. Thank you for watching on Zoom. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So what I did was I went around in my car and in the shower and walking around in my house. Okay, category 1's a lean protein. Category 2 is a fibrous carb. Category 3 is an energy carb. Category 4 is a protein plus fat. Category 5 is an antioxidant carb, aka fruit. Category 6 is superfood. Category 7 is shellfish. So you just learn the 7 categories. But then you find out the food that you like that are in those, and then you'll know how to combine them. There is a really important document that you're going to want to print. It is the combination chart, because we have a combination chart that will show you all the combinations that you can put together. Then your job is to create yourself a list of your favorite 10 lean proteins, your favorite 10 fibrous carbs, and that's what you want to get started with. You want to get started with the lean protein and the fibrous carb. Also, we're going to talk about MCT oil in just a second, and get some MCT oil too. You're going to want to get some MCT oil. I prefer the kind that's the zero drag MCT that we sell at the Shibboleth store. Any 100% MCT oil can be used, but ours has been maximized for cooking, and that's really the only reason that you use MCT oil is for cooking, and I would buy that from our store if it were me. That's what I've been using. Y'all let me know if you have any questions about that. Hey, Angela and Jamie. Okay, so I just kind of went over the 7 categories of food, but you need to learn what you can combine together. I went over that and I tried to explain, because see, the thing that hit me was, why should I not be eating those things with those things? Because as soon as I find out that if you eat an energy carb, it goes around and picks up fat, that just tells me, okay, don't pair that with a protein plus fat. It's not that hard. You just have to know the why behind what you're doing. And I did try to explain that, but I know it takes a minute to get it all. That's why if you again watch tomorrow night's webinar on simple food combining, and if you watch the 14 little fast track videos and watch the little YouTube videos that come out in the new member fast track group this week, then you'll get all of this. Because you know, you're building a framework. You're building a framework of knowledge, and then you'll learn, and it completes that framework, okay? But the combination chart is super, super important. Right above the fast track videos, there are 10 blue links. Personally, I would print them. I would open them up and print them and free-hole punch them and put them in a binder. But you can look at them and see if the ones that you think you need. But the book one is 66 pages long, so I didn't print that one. I just read it on my computer, or I think I was actually on an airplane. I read it on my phone. So you're going to learn the rules of combining. So familiarize yourself with the chart. And then I already talked about the what you can put together, okay? But in the beginning, keep it really, really simple. Make your favorite 10 lean proteins that you like, your 10 fibrous carbs that you like. So I'm just going to say, in the new member fast track group, what I personally ate for my first 20 days is in a spreadsheet in that group. Feel free to go in there and find that and look at it. It's not a magical food plan, but I did lose 12.5 pounds doing it. So if you want to follow it, it's fine. But I did eat a ridiculous amount of Mighty Muffins. I probably ate about 30 Mighty Muffins in 20 days. Now, a Mighty Muffin is a meal replacement. Meal replacements are there to make life easy. And I knew, one, I enjoyed the Mighty Muffins. Two, I knew that I could have it and stay safe while I was learning this program. I don't eat nearly as many Mighty Muffins now, but you know, you do what you have to do to figure things out. So you're going to have, my first meal, I think, was a piece of chicken with some broccoli, and I cooked the chicken in MCT oil. We're going to talk about MCT in just a second. And then I don't do shellfish, so I don't have to worry about category 7s, but maybe you want some shrimp with some broccoli, and you cook that shrimp in your MCT oil. That would be an excellent meal. And then, like I said, throw in some meal replacements for simplicity. Okay, learning point for me. Before Shibboleth, I did not know about meal replacements. I had no idea what a meal replacement was. So I am so thankful for meal replacements. I have embraced the meal replacement and it makes my life so much easier because there's so many whole food, absolutely delicious meal replacements. These meal replacements brought chocolate back into my life. They brought sweets back into my life. They brought all the good stuff back into my life that I'd been cutting out because I thought it was bad for me, but I was still gaining weight because I wasn't doing the right thing. So meal replacements brought all that yumminess back into my life, and it can for you too. After you have done these simple things with your meal replacements, then you can branch out as you're learning, but keep it simple in the beginning. Hey, Tony. Tony C. Davis is on there. He's our pastor and exercise master. Okay, so when you're eating a category 4, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. When you're eating a category 4, it says right here you can only have it with a category 2. You could eat it by itself if you wanted to, but it's optimal to eat it with a category 2, okay? And I already went over this. If you want a 3 or a 5, it must be eaten with a 1 or a 2. But this last statement right down here is really, really important. When you go to a restaurant, you need to consider all meat as a category 4. Even if you are going in there and you're thinking, I am going to order myself a piece of chicken, and because it's a lean protein, and you're thinking that'll be best. Well, the problem is you don't know what oil they cooked it in. So basically, they've cooked it in an oil that is a fat. So they've cooked fat into that protein. It turns that into a protein plus fat. So even at a restaurant and you're eating a piece of chicken or fish, you don't know what oil they cooked it in, you need to consider it a category 4 because what that determines for you, it determines that you really should only order a 2 with it at a restaurant. You wouldn't want to order anything that's a category 3 energy carb with it, okay? So consider all meat at a restaurant a category 4. All right, MCT oil. So some of the secrets of Shibboleth that we've already gone over are, number 1, combining foods in a way that control insulin. Number 2, being able to get our body into efficient fat burning. Efficient fat burning is 2 perfect days because then you have all the insulin and glycogen back out of your body, and then not giving your body easily accessible energy. Easily accessible energy, by the way, are energy carbs and fruit. They are easily accessible energy. And we're going to talk about that in a second. MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides. This is what you need to be using for your oil. Medium chain triglycerides, specifically the Zero Drag brand from Shibboleth, is what we recommend that you use for cooking. We do use it for cooking purposes only. We don't use it for supplemental, like just taking it as a tablespoon, because sometimes people hear me say that this is good for you. Well, it's good for a purpose and it can help you a little bit, but you don't want to just take it as a supplement because it still has 100 to 130 calories in it, depending on which you've bought. So you don't just take it because that's just adding random calories to your diet. And you don't make bulletproof coffee with it or add it to any shakes or anything like that. We don't do that. All right, so medium chain triglyceride. This is what you're going to use to cook with. The second category of oils, cooking oils that you could use would be coconut oil. It is 60% MCTs. You could also use ghee butter, which is G-H-E-E butter. You can use that. It's clarified butter. Once that has been clarified, it has more medium chain triglycerides in it. And then the other thing you could use is 0-calorie cooking spray, obviously. But this MCT oil burns up like this. It has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. This is why you want to use it. First of all, it burns up quickly. In fact, it burns up so quickly that you want to make sure that you are not, make sure that you cook on low to medium heat. If you cook on a higher heat, it will set off your smoke detector at your home, okay? So make sure that you are cooking this on low to medium heat. And that statement, just the fact that I need to tell you that statement, shows you that it burns up quickly. So that's what we want. We want for any fat that gets into our body to burn up quickly, and this burns up quickly. Some of it gets burned up in the cooking process, and you don't even take in all the calories from the MCT, okay? So the medium chain triglyceride is what you're going to want to use. Also, think about this. Have you ever gone to the gym and you thought, I am going to exercise some of this stored energy off my body? But then you go and you never lose any weight, and you're thinking, why the heck am I not losing any weight? Well, one of the problems is that you didn't know to use MCT oils. You're still using a long chain triglyceride, and you're also probably giving your body, well, a lot of people will say, I'm going to exercise so that I can eat what I want. That doesn't always work. You really cannot out-exercise a bad diet. Right, Tony? Tony knows that. Hey, Judy and Kim and Pam. So you want to make sure that you're using this MCT versus an LCT. So an LCT would be like your long chain triglycerides, which is olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil. Those take forever. They take such a long time to burn up in your body. In fact, they take such a long time to burn up in your body, they have a great propensity to be stored as fat. So you're going around your day and you are expending energy throughout your day. Well, what we want our body to do is we want our body to access stored energy, to use that as the energy rather than us giving it easily accessible energy. See, easily accessible energy are those energy carbs and that fruit plus long chain triglycerides. If we cut those things out in the beginning, we're expending that energy. Our body is going to have to access stored fat. Boom, that's where we are burning fat. We're going to blowtorch fat like we're blowtorching butter. We're going to get it right off of our body, okay, with those few changes. Those are the secrets. That's the secrets of Shibboleth. It is no longer a mystery. That's what you do. But your job now is to figure out what you like to eat on this program and how to combine foods. Because on this program, you don't have to eat anything that you don't like. Let's say that we're doing a food combining or meal planning webinar, and you see something on there that you don't like, mark it off your list. You never have to think about it again, because there's so much food on this program that you can eat what you like. You're going to want to make sure that the things that are in your pantry and in your refrigerator are Shibboleth approved, so you can pull those out, look them up in the food library. If they're in the food library, great. See what type of category they're in, then look at your chart and see how you can combine those. If they are not in the food library, I would just give them away to somebody else or save them for a holiday. But then when you go to the store and you're buying those things in the future, just buy the approved food. I don't buy any food at the store that's not approved. I don't need it in my house. I don't think y'all probably do either. So MCT oil, EFB, it's awesome. Don't bring the fat bus. So bringing the fat bus is just anytime you have an insulin release. When that insulin release comes out, if you have not paired it with the lean protein and the fibrous carb, the fat bus is coming, and it's going to take 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. But guess what? This is a lifestyle. So a holiday is coming. Whether it's planned or unplanned, it is coming. Enjoy. I highly suggest that you enjoy your holiday. Please enjoy it. The very next day, you get back to your regular days. And that's how you live this life of balance. We just don't need every day to be like a holiday, because it's not. If you look at the calendar, there's not that many holidays on the calendar. But sometimes we eat like it's a holiday every day, and that's what we don't need to be doing. So just make sure that you're watching those things. Okay, Vanessa Reyes is asking, when does the Kennesaw store open? Tomorrow. Okay, Julie Marandino is going to be at the Kennesaw store tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I will be there for class from 6 to 7 p.m. and you can buy MCT oil there right now. Our labels for the MCT bottles got accidentally shipped to Dalton. Hopefully we will have those back tomorrow, but you can still buy a bottle. It's just not labeled right now, but it's there. But Tony may get those to us in time tomorrow. Tony, our friend Tony, is gonna go pick up an order, our KeHE order. He's gonna get our labels, and he's gonna get 2 shelves for us tomorrow from Dalton. The very next question I always get from everybody is, what am I going to eat? You got to do a little meal planning. So I've said it several times. Make a list of 10 lean proteins that you like, 10 fibrous carbs that you like, and then simply match them together. Throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity, and your life is easy and good to go. Please take advantage of all of our awesome resources. If you are on Facebook, our Facebook support groups are amazing, absolutely amazing. You get quick, fast answers from there. You get so much support and encouragement from there. Our website is phenomenal. There's so many things that are in that website that I feel like just came straight out of my head, but they didn't come out of my head. They came out of Travis, he said, but he had the wherewithal to put it all into a website. Some people might say, I get overwhelmed with the website. Well, here's the thing. In the beginning, just use the food library, just use the journal, just use the parts that you need. And then over the course of time, we can teach you how to use other things. But if you watch my little video Monday through Saturday morning this week, starting tomorrow morning, you can watch me showing you how to utilize those really awesome parts of the website, like the grocery list, the the meal plan generator, and everything. Those will happen this week in those little posts on Facebook. And we have free mentor appointments for you. You go to mentor.genbook.com. This is what I suggest that you do. Go on and go, after you hop off here, go to mentor.genbook.com. Set your mentor appointment up for next week. The reason I say next week is because hopefully you're focusing in this week on the fast track. You'll have a lot of your questions answered, but I still want you to have that mentor appointment next week. And the reason I say that is because if you have any additional questions that weren't answered during the fast track, you can ask them during your mentor appointment. So as soon as we hop off of this webinar, please go to mentor.genbook.com and schedule your appointment for next week. Focus on the fast track this week. Take the test at the end. There's a little fast track test at the end, and then you can get a badge for passing that test. After that, if you'll watch the original daily doses to earn your phase 1 foundation test, you get another badge. So there is no lack of us attempting to try to, 1, keep you on track once you get there, and 2, teach you the program. So let us help you, but you've got to dig in. You're doing this for yourself, absolutely for yourself, and it's so, so important. It is getting after 9 o'clock. I thank y'all for joining me so, so much. And please join, I'm going to post in the new member fast track group right now and the second chance group the webinar for tomorrow night. I'll be sharing my screen with you tomorrow night and showing you what some small items that could go together would be. A simple food combining webinar tomorrow night. Hey, Brenda and Renee on Facebook. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all come see us at the Shibby store tomorrow. I'll get there about 5:15, teaching class at 7. If you're not near Dalton or Kennesaw, don't worry. Anything that you want to order, you can order straight from our online store. And as a member, you get 20% off. And if you order $30 or more, they ship it for free. The things that I would order would be the MCT oil, Carb Quick, Mighty Muffins. We have the greatest variety of Mighty Muffins. And there's so many other things to grab, the gold bars, the oatmeal protein pies. And if you want to know my favorite meal replacements, they are in the new member fast track group as well. Thank you, Leanna. And Nikki is, thank you, Vanessa. Nikki is asking the address for Kennesaw. The address for Kennesaw is 3070 North Main Street. If you are in Kennesaw, oops, I typed it in, but I didn't type it in to all panelists and attendees. If you're in Kennesaw and you're on Old 41, say North Main Street is Old 41. So it is just maybe half a mile to 3/4 of a mile north of downtown Kennesaw. Or if you know where Swift Cantrell is, It is probably 2/10 of a mile south of Swift Cantrell Park. Swift Cantrell Park is one of the absolute best walking parks in the United States. So it has won awards. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. All right. Well, y'all reach out to me if you have any questions. Yay, Nikki, glad you'll swing by tomorrow. I hope to see you. If I don't, Julie will be there, but I'll be there 5:15 till 7:15. Bye, y'all. Have a great night. Thank you, Kim.